Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson. This is JJ Diamond. Jackie, Deja, whatever y'all call me. Oh, I'm a little tired today, guys. I'm thankful to be woke. It's raining like crazy up there. Um, Alexa, what's the weather today here in Charlotte?
In Charlotte, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit with rain. Today, you can look for showers, with a high of 61 degrees and a low of 31 degrees.
Oh boy, I gotta put on my rain gear today. Rain boots, raincoat. You know what it is. Ugh. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about my life in Delaware. For those that read the book, That Boxer, know that I was in Delaware quite often. Even besides That Boxer, I was in Delaware, quite often. My life was pretty much both states because Maryland and where I lived in Maryland and Delaware is like less than a half an hour away. So I used to work in Delaware quite often. I worked for Frito-Lay. That was in Baltimore. However, I had a second job. And that second job was with Sara Lee. And Sara Lee was out of Maryland. However, they needed someone to cover the Delaware route. And I covered that twice, sometimes 3 times a week. Depending on the need and the whatever was going on. It could have been a holiday, And Sara Lee is pretty much bread. So, during the summertime, bread sells a lot, because people are barbecuing and everything like that. So, anyway, make a long story short, I have been pretty much all over Delaware. I haven't been as far as Dover, which is like way, 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 way down, but I've been all on the major sides of Delaware, like the Wilmington, Newark, Bear, Middleton, those areas right there. I was always in those areas. There's one more area, but I can't remember the actual town that they call it. But yeah, I worked at all the Food Lions in that area by the college. So, everybody, they knew me. The managers knew me. I had to touch base with the managers every time before I left the store because they had to sign my paper. Or they'll say, when I walk through the door, give me your paper. And they'll sign it, and ask me how I'm doing, whatever the case may be. And, and I be the person that I am, everybody. I can't say everybody because I know I got a lot of haters out there. But in a professional world, okay, there's a lot of people that do love me because I do my job and I do it the correct way. And if I'm not doing it the correct way, I'm going to ask, questions. And that's one of the things that they like about me because every store is ran differently. For the most part, most of the rules are the same, but, each manager has his way of doing things in his particular store, and so, when I get there, I find out the rules the same way I do when I move to a state. I find out the rules and I try to apply them to my life and make, whoever's the head a happy camper with me. Like, I can't worry about nobody else, just me. Okay? So it made it, easier for people to accept me because I did what I was supposed to do, and when they accepted me, it was like I was a part of them when I walked through the door. And it was the same way people in Baltimore, and I'm going to just give it to y'all the way it is, and my personality is, I don't know how to describe it, but they can describe it for you, I touch base with the customers. I touch base with the managers, and people used to say to me at Frito-Lay, how do you get all these displays? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I just couldn't explain to them how I get it done, but when you show a manager or someone that you're working with the ability to help them build, they're going to take interest. Okay, that's just the way it works. I know a lot of y'all in the music industry don't understand where I'm going with this, because y'all don't do that type of thing. Because y'all not professionally put together, so y'all wouldn't understand where I'm going with this. But in the professional world, most of the time when they see an employee or someone contracted by the company doing things the proper way, they pretty much take them up under their wing. They're, sometimes it can be overwhelming because they know you're going to get the job done. So they'll say, oh, tell this person, you know what I mean? And I used to get a lot of that. She'll handle it, she knows what to do. She's good. Give it to her, So you do get a lot of that, sometimes being overworked because you are that person. But the people take notice, you know what I mean? And that's the biggest part, of people taking notice to what you do and accepting you. Even if they don't accept you with a cash reward or paper reward, they are going to accept you and rewarding you with the love. You know what I mean? And sometimes the love is phenomenal. You would have thought that I was an employee of a lot of these Food Lions that I worked at, because they accepted me like I was an employee there. They called me by my name. I remember I was in one Food Lion, and I was sick this particular day. I was feeling real bad, my allergies, And y'all know a lot, when you're doing the bread and the chips and stuff, you get down on your knees a lot because sometimes you got to get on the bottom of the shelf. And I would be in that, the people would get so used to, the customers would get so used to seeing me, work. And they was looking for a particular type of bread, but I was in the back getting the bread. And the manager told the customer, oh, ask Jackie, she's putting the bread out now. So the customer came up to me and said, Jackie. And I said, how do you know my name? I don't have on a Food Lion tag. So how do you know my name? He said, oh, the manager told me. I'm sorry. He was like, the manager told me to ask you if you had this particular bread. And he said your name. So, I just thought that I should say your name. And I was like, oh, okay. But that's how they treated me, and managers would come over, talk to me, chat for about 10, 15 minutes, like I'm an employee, of the store, and like I said, they showed me a lot of love, not only the manager, the grocery manager, the receiving person, and even some of the associates, because they knew when I was coming through the door and around the time that I was coming through the door. And I serviced every one of those Walmarts on Route 40, one on Route 13, and the rest was in the Wilmington area. So yeah, and some was by the college as well. I'm sorry, some was by the college. So I got to know a lot of these people and a lot of the customers. I've met other people by being in different stores, shopping myself. So yeah, I had a great experience with Delaware. I would go up there to the casinos. I would see people that I knew at the casino, and I would always be blessed. And, people call me lucky because, I come up out of there with some money, But this is the lifestyle that I had with Delaware, outside of working. I shopped at Christiana Mall. Matter of fact, y'all see the jacket I have on inside of the podcast. That particular jacket came from Delaware. That was from Christiana Mall, Wilson's Leathers. So yeah, I put money. They gave me money, and I put money back into the city. And that's how I got the love of Delaware. So when y'all see me marketing, I know y'all say, well, how did she get a Food Lion flyer all the way from Delaware? She's all the way down here in Charlotte. Yes, the book played a great part of it, but it also played a great part that I worked with them I say not every day, but 2 to 3 times a week, and they made sure I got that flyer to help them, and to also help me, for people to recognize the face, granted it was maybe 8, 9 years ago, but I still look the same. So, people are going to recognize your face, and that's why they did it, and shout out to them. I love you guys, and I don't want to, shut it down. I really don't. But, the athlete that y'all have is not participating in the things that he should be participating in order for me and Delaware to move forward. And I was, pretty much told that I need to let it go because I have to move forward in my career with my music, with, like I told you, I'm about to go into some acting. Y'all know I did one movie in Camden, New Jersey, which is right outside of Delaware, y'all. I want to come up north, my mother's buried in Trenton. So I got a lot of things going on up in that area, the Delaware, New Jersey area, Philly area, got a lot going on up in that area. So it kind of hurts me, when they tell me to just let something go because it's not going to benefit you. It's holding you back, and I just want people to understand that it's not me. You know what I mean? I'm doing my part. This industry is a hard industry. People know that, and even in the athletes, world, it's a hard industry. And, a lot of people can't deal with it mentally, and it's nothing I can do about that. I'm one of those that's been doing this thing, and I say it again, for 30 years, and I'll stop and work for a while, and then I'll come back in, and I've been doing this thing for a long time, so I know the ropes of it, I know what to expect and what not to expect as long as people are doing things the right way, however, if people don't understand and believe what they see, more so like with the media, the media has made things so they just made it so bad, for this music industry, and it's just sad. It's sad, the way we used to do things back in the day, and I was telling the youth yesterday, it was nothing like what's going on today, people seen when Biggie and Tupac was going at it or whatever, and they got killed, and they thought that, oh, they're dead, so they can make more money, Well, they made more money. I'm sorry, they made more money dead than they did alive, And that's something that shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been on. It shouldn't have been on an open front for people to even know that. It was really nobody's business. What they made after they died. You got some people that's worth more alive than they were dead. And they are dead. Look at Michael Jackson, for instance. Right before he died, what was he doing? Preparing to go and do a tour. Because tours is what make them the money. You know what I mean? Now all his people get is royalties from the music being played. But what about that tour money? That's that big money. So some people are worth more alive than they are dead. Granted, we lost Michael Jackson, even Prince. Prince the same. Prince, he was tour money. And when you don't have those type of artists to hit them stages any longer, they're not going to make the money. That's just the bottom line, So it was never nothing big about how can I put it, dying in the industry. These people, this new era, this new, this is not what we did. We had fun. We had fun. We did shows. I've never been on a tour. But I had my own couple shows. But everything was about fun and showing your talent and giving love to your fans. It had nothing to do with, oh my God, if I go to this show, I'm going to have to kill somebody, so I need to take my gun. If I see this guy out because he was talking crap, no, it didn't. That stuff didn't go down. You had people like Jay-Z talk crap about people on songs, and somebody else may talk crap about people on songs, and they'll wind up on the same stage within another month or two. And they shake hands like, yo, we're going to ace this show. Yep, let's get this money. You know what I mean? Now these people are taking it to where, everybody want to kill each other in order for the next man to make some money. I got to get that under my belt. I got to be a killer. No, you don't have to be a killer. So I just wanted to throw that out there, for my youth. They are doing this industry all wrong. And I'm going to tell y'all now, if you don't get it right, they're going to shut all y'all down. Okay, and that's going to be a lot of people that's unemployed, because some people look at this music as being, some of them don't even have the education to go and get a job. Okay, so this is all they have. Y'all seen in the New Edition movie, who was it? I think it was Ricky. I mean, it wasn't New Edition. It was Bobby Brown movie, and it was Ricky. And he was losing his house. And it was like, well, his girlfriend was like, you ain't got no money. And like, no, there's no tours. We don't have no tours. I mean, what you expect? And he was about to lose the house. And he was like, well, how can I go get a job? I don't even know where to start, what to do. I was a music artist since I was a kid. What am I to do? How do I even take deal with a boss? So I'm saying this to say, this is some people's career. When I first came in, I tried to explain, when I first came back in, and I tried to explain to people that this is a career for some people. That being a music artist is not a career. Yes, it is. Okay, because if that's how you make your money to purchase whatever you have, beautiful cars, homes, take care of your kids, and you're dedicated to it, it's a career. That's how you make your money. Okay? So, people need to understand that, especially these younger artists, they are destroying people's careers. Okay? When they want to be fighting and fussing and shooting each other in this industry. Then it makes other people afraid to be a part of it because they think you're a part of the industry, you're going to die. No, how many artists out here has been out here for 30, 40 years and they still alive? These people have lives and have circumstances. We had two back in the day, and I'm going to say it again, Biggie and Tupac, two people back in the day that had a rivalry. Okay? It made the industry look bad because they was going at it from East Coast to West. And all of a sudden, they were deleted, meaning killed. Okay? Nobody ever knows the real story. We watch the TV and we see the little stories they make or whatever the case may be. But it ended. Now, everybody looks back at, but they still making money. Yeah, they making record sales or streams nowadays. Is that something you want to kill somebody for? Or you want to kill yourself for? Money that's not even enough to pay your bills for real? If they coming in real slow? Pay attention, people. Pay attention. Okay. And now y'all scaring away other artists, good artists that just say, no, I don't want to be a part of this. They saying, oh, these artists, they sell drugs, they do this, they do that. If you knew what was going on in this game, you'd see where they're getting their money from. When their music plays, when they go out there and perform. Then you got people, like myself, people like, I'm close to Atlanta, so I'm gonna mention him. T.I., who else did I know of? Jeezy. I'm trying to think of some up north. That go out into the community. There's a lot of them that go out to the community and do stuff up north. Diddy, 50. Those are the major ones that will come out into the community and do some things and give back. Some of us do it heavier than others, And that was always my model, because I came up in the era of Diddy. Okay, Diddy, Jay-Z, Jay-Z was just coming up, However, I got to watch Diddy a lot, because he was running back and forth from Harlem to the Bronx, and guess where I'm from? Harlem in the Bronx. So wherever I went, his name was, being talked about. And I learned a lot from him. He had people that hated him, and then he had people that loved him. And that's part of the game, However, he didn't control what happens when he put an artist on. He didn't control that. I put you on, we're going to get this money. They didn't see the blind side of things, what the actual producer has to go through, and the money that they have to put out there. But they always have to blame something on somebody, And this is why I always come clean, because I'm not going to allow people to blame me for other people's mistakes and what they choose that they want to do, okay, to make me look bad when I'm trying to do something to benefit my business and to benefit them. You know what I'm saying? This is why I always come clean. I know you said, but why she tell? I tell it because I want to make sure I'm clean, because I know what I've done. I know I've done my part. I know I've put my all in, and I've done what I'm supposed to do. And I'm not going to allow my fans and nobody else to dictate to me what I've done wrong when they don't even know this side of the business, and then I'm going to talk about this too. You got all these rumors out here, these people, they really, America's messed up. I'm just telling y'all minds are destroyed, and the media has done that to y'all. It has nothing to do with the music. The media has made y'all like this, and it's sad, listening to all the things that they put on Front Street, back in the day, some of these things you would have never heard about, and y'all notice, I want you to pay attention, y'all, they're bringing back a lot of the older artists because it was more peaceful. It was more peaceful, some of these guys and girls, they got tired. They sat down for a while and they said, okay, well, let me go back. They got jobs or whatever the case may be. All right, it's nothing for me to do no more. I don't feel like making no more songs. I don't feel like dressing up every day, doing this, doing that. They didn't feel like it. And that's the other thing too. Back in my era, we didn't dress up every day. Sometimes you put on a baseball cap, some sweats and a tee, and you hit the streets. And people are going to treat you the same. And see, me coming from New York, this is another thing. I had somebody tell me, and I had to laugh at them. And they are artists that's been out before me as an artist, but wasn't in the industry before me, okay? And they had the nerve to tell me, so when you see a celebrity, you don't bug out. And I'm like, for what? I had to laugh at them, I looked at him like, why should I bug out? I've met so many celebrities, or what y'all call celebrities today, music artists, that it's unreal. And I tell y'all the stories, all the time, these people are regular people. They have regular lives. They eat, poop, uh, whatever, just like me, breathe the same air I breathe. Why am I going to be bugging out because I see someone that makes music, that music has been on the radio? Why? But that's me, okay? Because I grew up in that era where you can walk past a person, in the store. I mean, be in a store with a person that's a celebrity or a music artist, and you're like, oh, hey, that's so and so. Hey, how you doing? And they be, hey, how you doing? Good. All right, bye. And you keep it moving. They will acknowledge. Nowadays these people, they don't want to talk to you. They act a fool. Now the newer generation is a little bit different. Okay, they want pictures, because social media is such a big thing, and I'm gonna tell a story. I heard, once I had gave the podcast on about me, meeting Buster, and he had dropped his song, and that's when all the negative come. People want to tell you about the negative of this person. So, they had told me the story, where he was out and he didn't want to stop and take a picture with someone. He pulled up in his fancy car and he was trying to get to a store or whatever, And sometimes that happens, even like when I was in Buffalo, and people saw me get out my car, and my car wasn't fancy. But people would help me see me get out my car, and they're like, Deja, what's up, Deja? And I'm like, hey, and they'll crowd around you, and that has a tendency to make a person nervous, when so many people are like closing them in, and then now you got a person that want to take a picture, so now they want to, how can I say it? They want to make your character a bad person because you say you don't want to take a picture around all these people that you don't know. A person could be jealous of you and you feel like, somebody could bust upside your head. Anything can happen because people and fans do crazy things, Y'all heard about the story of Selena. People do crazy things. So you have to be careful. It's not saying that you don't want to take the picture, but this is why the artists will come out, and do picture events, so that way you can, and if you really want that picture of that artist, you're going to go out there and get that picture. Or if you really want to meet that artist, you're going to go out there and get that, that love from that artist. It was never where we had to stop on the street and take pictures. We always did that when we were working, meaning me, for instance, because I wasn't, like I said, on the music side of things until recently. But back in the day when I used to hit the clubs, I didn't have these people stopping me in the street wanting to take pictures. But hey, guess what? If we was in the club, they say, hey, let me get a snap. I pose for a pic. You know what I mean? But they're not going to stop me in the street. Pull over. Oh, I want to take a pic. No. Or when I get out, I'm shopping with my people downtown Buffalo. I see people, hey, what's up? Oh, can I get a pic? No, they didn't disrespect us like that. Y'all have gotten into the game that you're not respecting the actual career of things. You're not respecting the actual job of what we do. And if you're a fan, you're going to be there present when we give that love back to our cities. So I don't feel like he was wrong. Okay? Maybe the way he handled it might have been a little off. He could have been having a bad day or whatever the case may be. But I don't feel where he was wrong. Because we give y'all that. We open up our lives to the city for y'all. And that's the other thing. The industry does things differently, wrong, really, really wrong. You got these people today, they want to run from state to state. When you a music artist or a dancer, whatever the case may be, you're supposed to be in your state putting that work in. And I tell people that every day. Before you leave your state, you supposed, and somebody said it in a song, they was trying to explain it to y'all in one of these songs, I can't remember who it was. I got to put on for my city. You're supposed to put on for your city before you put on for anybody else. Okay? They got away from that. Because you started in that city and that city brought you up. It don't matter if your streams came from somewhere else. Okay? Just like my streams. These people here in Charlotte barely listen to my music, but they know me. They know me. They know I make music. My streams came from elsewhere. Okay? They may hear my music from the street. You know? So, this is where you have to build yourself so you can put on for your city. Because once you put on for your city, you move on to the other cities. You don't leave and then come back and put on for your city. It doesn't work that way. You're supposed to be a local artist before anything. Okay? Just like people said, well, how did you get all them sales from New York? Because that's my hometown. If I can't get sales in my hometown, that's bad. You know, just like here, it's my hometown right now. I get some sales here. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't get, Charlotte don't support me. You know, that I can't say, you know, because they do support me, you know. But I do have top cities that's doing a whole lot better than Charlotte, you know. Mainly New York, California, let me see, Baltimore, Jersey. Trying to think. It's a quite plenty of cities and areas that people listen to my music. You know, so I say that to say those would be this is why they give us the cities. You know, they used to give us, when I was with a Google artist, they used to give us the actual zip code so you can know exactly what areas it is, not just the town, the zip code. So you can say, okay, well, let me find out what zip code this is so I can book a show in that area because these people know me. You know, now they don't give us a zip code. They just give us the particular area, but they don't realize that by doing that, it hurts us because you really don't know. You know, they'll say, I'm going to use New York, for instance. They've given me so many different places in New York, and I'm like, what name is this? And I understand each area has a name to it, but like I said, you don't know the zip code. You don't know what area it is. It shows you on a map, you know, like where it is, you know, and you're like, okay, well, that's close to this, but how close? So now you got to Google. You got to put more work in now. You know, when before, like I said, they gave you the zip codes and you didn't have to do that. You could just write down, and which I did. I had to sit down one time and write down all the zip codes, you know. I even had sales in Iowa. That's where the potatoes are. So I'm like, is somebody out there, well, a couple of people out in Iowa, they dancing to Miss JJ, you know? And that was like, wow, you know, that's crazy, you know? But it's good to know those type of things so you know where to perform at, you know, when you're ready to go out there and perform. Where the people is going to buy your tickets, you know? For me, I know if I perform at home, they're going to buy the tickets, you know? Can I say that about Charlotte? I'm not sure as of yet, you know? I'm still working in the city. You know, I already put a lot of work in New York City. I already put a lot of work in Buffalo, New York. I put a lot of work in Maryland. You know, I put work in Delaware. You know, I put work in these places where people know the face, they know the name, you know. So, yeah, I would expect them to buy tickets if I was coming to their city. So, yeah. And then that's the other thing. The South does things differently. They are totally different than the way we do things up north. Where they still sell CDs on the street down here. When I first came down here, they were selling CDs on the streets. We up north stopped doing that a whole long time ago. One, because it's illegal. Two, a lot of people got hurt. It stopped people from making money. I don't know if y'all remember. I hate to bring up the past, but Jay-Z had an altercation with an African that was selling his music, and he's like, "Yo, how are you stealing my music and you out here selling my music and I'm not getting a part of this?" And it's one thing if he knew Jay-Z and said, "Okay, Jay, I'm gonna sell some of these CDs. I give you $2 off each CD or $1 off each CD." Jay probably would have been like, "All right, go ahead, do what you gotta do." But you out here selling this man CDs, living off this man CDs, got a car outside, you taking care of your kids off my money. So Jay was in the right, when he spazzed out. We respected it, It kills me when they say, should music be given away for free? Why? Who came up with that idea? They need to be punched in the face for even thinking that. This is people's lyrics, their life, their thoughts. They write this stuff down. If a person could sell a book, they could sell their lyrics. Same difference. Is this a book in each story? Each song. A chapter in each song. So why should I give my lyrics away for free? No. These are my thoughts. So like I said, whoever came up with that needs to be slapped. You know how you line up and a bunch of people slap one person? Whoever came up with that, that's what they need. They need a bunch of people to line up and we all walk through and slap him for even thinking that. We could tell that he's not a writer. He's not a producer. He's not looking at the money side of things when it comes to this music industry. They're not really looking at the factors of things. And me being a publisher, I get to see that side. So I understand. But y'all are really messing up this industry. And y'all need to get it together, people. Y'all really need to get it together. In the media, y'all need to fall back. If y'all don't got nothing nice to say about a person, y'all don't need to say nothing at all. Because y'all making these people look bad to where we hate some of these artists because of the things that you're telling us about them. And then they're accepting it, be true or not. Granted, okay, you want to tell us something good? We get it. But y'all need to leave some of these things alone. These are these people's personal life. And see, that's what y'all forgot. Granted, yes, their life is public, but it's still their personal life. Just like on myself. You think when my kids go out there doing craziness and I'm on my people on the news or on, how it feels to wake up and you looking at the news and you seeing your family members like, oh, here we go again. Or on the newspaper, That stuff affects their families too. So the media, y'all need to learn how to do things a little bit better. Because it has made so many people afraid to to be a part of the entertainment business. Great talents. Everything that goes on with them, you're telling the world. And that's why I told y'all. I'll tell y'all before y'all tell me. And I noticed a lot of other artists is doing that, the same thing. They get on social media and tell it before media get a part of it. Before they start digging. Because they always mess it up. Then you got to get online and clear it up. Oh, here's the facts of it. Because it's coming from the horse's mouth. But why should people have to go through that? You know? Y'all have turned the social media and regular media into nothing but chaos. You know, I've watched this industry, like I said, for over 30 years, people. If not longer. I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm 50, and I started into this industry, the music side of things, when I was 15. So that's 35 years. I've watched this entertainment business 35 years, people. And it don't stop. It don't stop. I took on another career, you know, because I was getting older, getting tired of dancing, you know. It was funny. I had met in in Baltimore. I had met a basketball player. And see, this is why I tell y'all this stuff, because a lot of these, I don't know how they getting this information when they put my names in these songs and stuff and telling my life stories. Oh, the streets are always talking. Jay-Z says it best. The streets are always talking, you know, and that's the truth. Because I hear some of these songs and be like, how did they find out that? So you got these people, they out there talking about, you know, my life. And this is how they put it in their songs. You know, and then sometimes if it's not right, you know, y'all may see me on social media correct them. Like, okay, yeah, this might have happened, but it didn't happen like this. So let me, you know, get you together. You know, just like I had to tell, what's his name, Lil Durk, you know, he put Pac, being that he didn't know the fact that I'm older than Pac, and I had a nose ring before Pac, because Pac was a little kid. He didn't know I had a nose ring before Pac, but he made it seem as if I got a nose ring like Pac. No, I got a nose ring like my 5%ers do. You know what I'm saying? When I became a 5%er at age 14. You know what I mean? Pac was only, 12, 11? You know what I mean? So, I mean, use your brains, y'all, you know. But I honors it. You know, I love to see them put my life stories together. You know, even if they mess up a little bit of something, you know, I love to hear that this, because it's an art, y'all. You know, it's an art, and it's just I love it. You know, some of them say some bad things, you know, and then some of them say some okay things, you know, and just for them to put it together, you know, my life itself, you know, and for them to have done their research and went out there in the streets and found out information about me, and then they put it in their songs. That's big to me. You know what I mean? That's like, wow, you know, y'all really did your research. Y'all went home, y'all sat down, y'all thought about it, you know, and I'm about to record this, you know? So, you know, I'm always love these guys for supporting me and acknowledging me, you know? And they've been acknowledging me in this industry for the last 7 years, you know, and it hasn't stopped. You know, this has been an ongoing thing for 7 years. And I love each and every one of them. And I will continue to help them market anytime they acknowledge me. You're supposed to, you know. Some of my team members that work with me, you know, sometimes they don't acknowledge them, you know. But I'll do it for them, you know, just for the sake of, you know, them being able to say, well, at least somebody thanked me, you know. And then there's people that, I may not hear the song because I live in a different state, you know, and they may not play a song here. And then I have to be told, like, this one. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, let me hear. Oh, okay, all right. Let me shout them out. So y'all may see stuff that y'all never heard, you know. But I'm going to get up off here. I just wanted to throw that out there about Delaware, about the music industry, about, you know, athletes and different things like that. And I love y'all all. You know, my name is Jacqueline Richardson. Y'all know that. It's JJ Diamond, Jackie, Deja, whatever y'all call me. Got so many names, y'all. I love y'all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.